So, great. Okay, good morning. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. I know. So now I just need to share that on Facebook here again. If you are in Zoom and you can hear and see me, just, you know that, please just tell me, yes, all is in order, everything is working, so that I know that the technique is working and is not letting us down. Okay, so. Okay. Looks like everything is working here. Have a look. What are people in Zoom saying? Okay, I see that there are 7 participants here in, can't you hear and see me? Please just write in the chat if you can hear and see me. Thanks very much, Pinky. Okay, Maropeng, Kobali, Sonia. Yeah, okay. I was a little bit worried because it's something what I can't check here on Zoom if this is working or not. Now I need to check here on Facebook, and that's what I can check on my own. Let me see, I just need to unplug here. Yep, great. Okay, and Facebook is working great too. Okay, so good morning, everybody. So I'm excited to be here with you. Again, what we want to do today is we want to talk about pricing. Something when we draft business plans, develop business models together with our clients, there are, I think, some misconceptions, and I just wanted to, and one of you asked me last week and said, can't we talk about pricing? So that's why I thought, great idea, let's do this today. So if you want to price your product or services, what you need to have in mind is your job is to make sure that you have because your goal of setting up a business is to make profits, okay? If this is not your goal, then it's a hobby, then you're wrong here, okay? Then it's not where I can really assist you. So you're setting up a business because you want to have profits. So, and if you do think about pricing, you have, most of the business owners think about, if I sell lots of units of my product or services, that will give me the highest profit. And that's not true. Because you need now to figure out, it's a mixture of, okay, either way you have a small profit margin, that means you have a smaller price, and that means you hope you can sell lots of products. But selling lots of products, manufacturing them or deliver the service can also be challenging, okay? And maybe your small little profit margin doesn't really make any sense. So, or you can go to the other, the difference is either way you have some mass production and you buy, let's talk about watches, and you buy a watch for a couple of $100 and they, I don't know, half of it or 1/3 of it is production cost, and there is some margin for the wholesaler, and then there is a little bit of margin for the retailer. Or you can have these high-end watches like Rolex or Cartier or something like this, where the production cost is quite high. It's definitely higher than the small little watches, but their markup, because it's a high-end product, is amazing. Okay, so for them, selling some watches is really, really fun, because every time they sell one, they have a high profit margin. So you can also think about, where do you want to be? Do you want to sell lots of units with a small profit margin, or only a few units with a high profit margin? And sometimes you can, and there is a scale in between, you know, so where you can double check and say, okay, so I'm able to produce and manufacture or deliver the services of that many units per month. Where must my markup be? Okay, how must my price structure be? And so this is something what I wanted to share definitely in the beginning, because that is something what lots of people, they always think about, I need to undercut the market. That is so not true. Yeah, please don't try to undercut the price from your competition, because who do you attract then? You attract people, they are just only shopping according to price. They are not interested in service. And usually these are also, if you try to satisfy these customers, they are usually really critical. They are not happy with themselves and not happy with your product or service then. So you're attracting not your ideal client you really, really like to work with, because you want to have a long-term relationship with the client. And you don't want to attract the ones who every time they order, they just have a look if there is something cheaper available. Yeah. And you want to work with clients, they know that you offer great product, that you offer great service. They have a personal relationship with you. They know exactly, hey, if something didn't go right, they can call you and you will be able to fix it. Yeah, because this is for me important. If I work with some of our suppliers for different aspects, then I'm just looking for, okay, is price always a way of where I look at? Yes, that's okay. So do I always choose the cheapest? No, but I always want to see, okay, when I buy from somebody, okay, which price brackets are there in there? What service do they offer, and how comfortable do I feel? And how comfortable do I feel also if I order it today, that I also get that in 3 months? Because it makes no sense if you have this, what do you say, that fly by night, so that somebody's just only offering it once. And you're getting a great price, maybe the product is okay, but because their margin are too small, they can't keep up their operations. That makes no sense. Yeah. Okay, so I see on Facebook, Francis just joined. Hello, good morning. Yes, great, I can see you. So now we have number one is, don't try to be the cheapest. Have a look where you want to position yourself in the market. What other services can you add on so that your higher price is justified? And then, of course, you also need to be in control of your costing. How to do that is definitely too difficult here now to help you how to calculate this, but you need to know exactly how much does 1 unit of your product or your services really cost you. Yeah, and then you need to think about, then you have an idea, okay, this is the cost, this is maybe the price of the competition. You want to add a little bit more services, so maybe your price point needs to be a little bit higher than your competition or similar to your competition. Yeah, never ever try to undercut. It kicks you out of the market so fast that you will not be happy. And if you then set The price, I always recommend, have your ideal client in mind. Know exactly with whom you want to work with. Who do you want to serve? Yeah, and then see that the price point for your product or service is according to their needs and requirements. And it's not about, if you want to offer great services, you are in a business, please make sure that you are earning proper money with what you're doing. Because otherwise, like I said before, you do that for half a year. If you're good, maybe you do that for over a year, and then your company is not able to grow because your profit margin is too small. Because usually whatever you earn, portion of this is of course for your living expenses, but the majority of your earnings need to go back into the business to grow the business. Because if I can talk about myself and Funding Connection. We are interested and love here helping entrepreneurs growing their business. And I'm only able to do that if every entrepreneur here in South Africa or in other African countries knows about us and is able to contact us and find us. That means we need to have our advertising correctly. We need to have the staff here to be able to answer all inquiries. And then, of course, also having enough team members here to be able to deliver what we are promising. And you can't hire people if your profit margin are only that small. And you can't grow your business if your profit margin are that small. Yeah? Okay, so I hope this helped. Zabata, Gail is there. Good morning, everybody. Great. Let me go back to my Zoom. Okay, everybody says they can hear and see me. Okay, I'm open now for some questions. If you have any questions and you want to know something regarding pricing, just feel free, write them into the comments. Let me go back to Facebook. There's something up. Zabata, great. Yeah, okay. He just said he wants to think about pricing for his newly established gardening service. Yes, never ever undercut prices. What you always can do is, if you say, okay, usually the prices are like this, you can offer, okay, the first time maybe a small little discount. Yeah, or you add, usually what I wouldn't even offer discounts, I would offer an add-on what doesn't really cost you something. So maybe let's show your expertise. Maybe you say, okay, we do the gardening service for you, and I will go through your garden and evaluate or recommend what plants should be planted. Because if you want to offer gardening service, I'm sure you are experienced, you have a good idea about what to do there, or you can say, okay, these need to be pruned, or, you know, so all these are aliens, and in the long run, we would recommend to take them out because they need lots of water, or, you know, so offer a little bit of free consultation adding to your services. And number one is it adds value to your service. Number two is they can see your expertise. Yeah, and they feel comfortable. So it's not somebody who just comes in and mows the lawn. But somebody who really knows what they are doing. Yeah. Okay, let me go back to Zoom. Maro Peng. Okay, so it always depends on, that's a problem with, if your competition is cutting prices. Let me tell you, if your competitors are big corporates, your chances to survive are really, really small because they have the longer breath, is what we would say in German. I'm not too sure if you say the same thing in English, but you understand they can undercut the prices for a couple of months to kick competitors out. Yeah. If your competition is cutting prices, number one is always make sure you know exactly what they are charging. So do your research on a regular basis. And number two is also, like I said before, offer value-added services, like some consultation. I'm not too sure in which industry you are in. If you want to share that, maybe I can give you some advice. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to Facebook. There are no questions here. Okay. Okay, no, there are not. That's okay. Just want to make sure that I'm not missing anything here. And there are no questions. Hi. Yes, okay, Sonia, you're absolutely correct. She said you need to know your desired margin so that you then can establish what is your break-even turnover that you need for every month. Yes, I would never ever concentrate only on break-even turnover per month, because what happens when you put your mind to it, this will happen. So you will always break even. What you need to do is, number one is you need to think about where do you want to position yourself. You want to be with everybody else. You want to stand out. Which niche market do you really want to tackle? Who are your ideal clients? And ideal clients are usually similar to you, yeah? Or people you feel really comfortable with to deal with. These are your ideal clients. We here at Funding Connection, we always have a monthly goal what we want to achieve. And it's definitely way over our break even. Because if we would only concentrate on our break even turnover, we wouldn't be able to grow. And I want Funding Connection to grow, yeah? And our growth is like this, it's not like this, it really goes like this. So even the banks can't believe our growth, what we are doing here, yeah? So yes, you need to have a clear understanding about what is your break even, you know exactly how much costs you need to cover each and every month, that is in order. But you should focus on a definitely higher goal. And even if you say, let's say you want to do 500,000 Rand a month and you only do 350,000, that doesn't matter, that's great, yeah? So because 350,000, I'm sure is already over your break-even point in any case. And then you double check and see, okay, what did we do? What worked? What didn't work? Next month again. Yeah, this is the way to grow. Okay, so Pinky says leather vintage bags. Who's your competitors if it's in the mall? I would say everybody who sells bags are your competitors. Okay. And if it is vintage bags, it's specific design. If it's nicely presented, you also need to think about, and you get the numbers from the mall, your living standard measurements, how many people are there each and every day, what are their income records, how much are they paying for consumer goods, and maybe bags a little bit more of a luxury. So then you need to see, okay, where can we position ourselves? Yeah, and sometimes it's trial and error. Yeah, so just make sure. It's always easier to have a high price and then go down or offer some discounts instead of having a lower price and then increasing it out of a sudden. Yeah, and then you can see, and if you're in a mall, you know exactly how many bags you need to sell per month, and then you know exactly how many bags you need to sell per day or per week. So this is a nice way to also control your sales, know exactly if everything is working. If you need to change something, you don't need to wait a year or a couple of months and say, oops, now I'm running out of money and I haven't sold anything. You are in control each and every day to figure that out. Yeah? Okay, Sonia says, thanks, pleasure. Let me go back if there's anything here on Facebook. No, there are no other questions on Facebook. Okay, so great. I hope I was able to open your eyes. Your pricing is important. You need to make sure, and you need to keep in mind, it's not about to sell as many units as possible. It is more about to increase, to achieve great profits. Yeah? Okay, I wish all of you an absolutely amazing, successful week. Oh, there's somebody else. Sorry, Corbelli. I'm in logistics. I was running my company on a part-time basis 2 years ago, and I recently started working full-time to grow it. I have been reducing my margins and also to build client base 2 years ago. Do you think it's time now to fix my margins? Yes, please. Corbelli, if you don't make any profits, it's a hobby. If you think this is a hobby, you love what you're doing there and you don't need to get paid for it, go for it. If not, you need, because let me tell you, if you are, I mentioned that in the beginning, if you are the cheapest on the market, you are attracting the wrong clients. They are not paying you on time, they are difficult, and this is not who I'm sure you love to work with, yeah? You want to have reliable clients, you want to have a great relationship with them, and you definitely need now start fixing your margin immediately, yeah? And that means not only increasing your prices from one day to the other, but also think about, because if these are clients, they are only chosen you because you are the cheapest, they will leave you if you do that. You need to think about, okay, who can I attract now? With whom do I really like to work? I know South Africans are always crazy and they always love to work with these big corporates. I usually like to work with smaller businesses. It's more personal relationship. It's easier to handle big corporates as soon as the person you dealt with leaves their job, and then you don't have any relationship anymore with this company and you are all of a sudden out of it. Yeah? Okay. Yes, okay. You see, so what Corbelli just says is in transport, the standard margins are 30% and he only calculated 15%. That's ridiculous. Yeah, so you definitely need to increase that. And I wouldn't even start with 3% each month. I would make a plan, think about, go to your existing clients, tell them this is our business, we need to make profit, I want to grow it, I need to buy more trucks. we need to make more profits. So I will be like everybody else. You know now our services. You know that we are reliable, we are good in what we are doing. So this will be now our normal price. At the same time, now before you do that, please think about with whom else you want to work. Get new clients on board. So if somebody else says that's too expensive for me, you have already plan B in place. Yeah, because then you can go to your existing clients and say, okay, this is what I'm getting from somebody else. Pay it or leave it. Yeah, I wouldn't do that harsh. I would be a little bit more diplomatic, I know, but you know what I mean. Okay, great. So now let's do that now. I wish you all an absolutely successful and amazing week. We will see us next week again. And I will think about what we will talk there. Take care. Bye-bye.